Hey, No Code Ops, Phil here, and today I'm joined by Jan, who is the founder and CEO of NextMatter. Jan, good to have you on the Aha Moment demo show.
Hey Phil, thanks for the invitation. Super pumped to be here and super excited actually about the community you're building. So much alignment with our mission to empower ops people actually. So love to show you how we do that.
Yeah, I love it. And by the way, for anyone watching, look, I'm a big fan, obviously, of the content that we create. But if I were to say there was any other brand out there that is crushing it on the content game for no code operators, it is definitely NextMatter. Y'all are next level on that front. I love reading the content that you guys produce.
Thanks Phil, and I'll send my regards to the team who's really working hard on this. There's a blog, by the way, that you can subscribe to. Obviously, happy to share that afterwards.
Amazing. Sounds great. So Jan, do you want to give just a high level overview of what the inspiration was for the platform, and then just a bit of an overview of the platform itself, and then we'll dive in.
Super. Happy to do that. Look, we're all operators in all kinds of different industries, right? And something that's key about operations that I think only operations people get, operations are super unique for every company. So it's impossible to build a system that works for every operations team in every company, even in an industry, very hard. So we took a different approach. I found it very hard to build this system and wait for engineers to build it for me or somehow cobble together spreadsheets. So we now build a system for operators to build their system. And that's really the idea. So NextMatter is the operating system for operations, and you can build it yourself with all the tools in there. You don't need to use a spreadsheet plus a Google form plus some integrations in between. I won't name all the platforms that you've got. You know them better than I do. You don't need that mess. You can actually go and get most of the things done on NextMatter and build it into one platform that nicely integrates with all the other platforms. And that's the idea, right? So similar to our sales teams have a CRM, Salesforce, HubSpot, Zendesk, or IT teams have their system, HR teams have their system, operations teams get NextMatter. That's the idea.
Amazing. Cool. So I'd love to jump in and, from an operations perspective, right? Just walk us through like an aha moment that that an operator would have in NextMatter. And you can go ahead and take over screen share.
Exactly. I'll share my screen right now. You should see it. And typically, you'll see your community here, and you'll see every single company that builds something with NextMatter. Just to reiterate that point, build their unique system. So we should actually talk about how you build your system for no-code ops, and we'll do
definitely
that maybe
chat
after
about
the call.
it. Totally game.
So the idea is with NextMatter, you get all your operations all in one place. By the way, here's the block on the top right corner if you want to check out a bit more. We understand industries across, such as financial services, marketplaces, retail and e-commerce companies, plenty here of European companies as well as US companies that work with us. So companies like Trade Republic in Europe, one of the largest trading platforms similar to Robinhood, but also Shift.com in the US, or Spreetail that you can find here. They use us on a really day-to-day basis to run their operations. So this is something you can do as well. If you're an operator, operations manager, associate developer, anyone really building an operating system for your company. And this is what it looks like. And we'll check out the dashboard first. The idea is you get all your operations in one place. So on day one, you'll set up the system and you'll map out your operations. That's really step one. So you think about, and we always like to work with our customers very closely, thinking through not only the tooling, but how it adds value. So you, on day one, map how your operations look like. They're unique to your company.
Yep.
So we give you the ability to do that here. You define all the things that have to happen. This is a demo workspace, but you might have different functions like your customer service function with some operations. You might have your core operations if you're financial service companies, accounts or so. So map it. Then we go one level deeper. We map each of the processes or solutions that are behind each of these functions. So if I'm a financial service company, I want to map my KYC process. If I'm a retail company, I want to maybe make sure that customer returns, which are a huge pain, are taken care of. And if I'm a marketplace company, onboarding of suppliers might be really hard. We have solutions for that. So you map that in here. I'll show you in a second how. And as soon as you do that, you'll have in one place all the statistics. This is real time in a branded platform, your logo on top, your mission here. all the analytics in here, proper analytics suite behind that integrates with your data pipelines, and all the tasks assigned to people, systems, external parties like suppliers or customers automatically.
And is the data mainly living in your platform? Is it external platforms? Is it both? Where's that data coming from?
It's both, and it's the idea is you have one central system that manages everything. So we are always the system of record for everything that happened. It's auditable, compliance ready for whatever you need, properly versioned, properly revision safe for accounting and also audit purposes. Now, if you have a system of record for customer data, which by the way I suggest you have, CRM, and if you have a system of record for your key platform, might be self-developed, might be a no-code solution or a database, you can use those systems of record, pull data from them, send data to them, update them as you go through a process. And that's really the idea. So you can update those other systems, but we'll always keep a main system of record here. And you'll see that as part of our dashboards, we'll see always where things are in our organization. Within each process, we'll see that live, we'll see an archive of where everything is, and you can really dive into the whole process on the step-by-step level, who did what by when, including people, systems, or any external parties.
Very cool. Man, I love a good, I just got a sneak peek of that audit trail and I was like, that's a nice looking audit trail.
That's a proper audit trail, and there's even more behind that if you want to get the export of it.
Amazing.
So typically doesn't leave any questions open if someone really asks in a few years' times. Now, let's look into a few of those aha moments. So one, as a user of the system, and typically we're all builders, right? So we build solutions for our users with no code. You see a task list which automatically in real time assigns to people and to teams the work they need to do. And it's not only, let's imagine this is the example I like to use when it's across industries. We're a rental car return company. Everybody rents cars. Now, if you return the car, you'll need to do a few things to get it handled. This is nicely a field service activity, but also a headquarter activity. These tasks here are not only checkmark tasks, they're actually instructions with a form, with a proper interface that you can build yourself. So every time I get, as a user, assigned a task, I don't only get something to check off, but I get something to do, a data capture, file upload, anything else.
I have a question on that front. So this is like one thing that I see operators struggling with a lot, right? Like when people basically create Google Forms, right? To say like a customer service rep, wants to collect information from 20 different customers, right? The customer has to like fill out all their information in the form, but we already know that typically, right? And then that's how they essentially like join the two, by asking the customer to manually fill it out. Do you have a way to say, here's all my customer information, I'm sending out this form to them or to someone who knows something about them, and then taking that data that you're collecting in that form and joining it automatically to that customer information?
Yes, and we actually have a way to do that at scale. So you don't need any Google Forms anymore. What you can do here, you can request data from an external party. So what you'll do is you'll basically, I'll create a new process here. I'll say request customer data, and this might be integrated with your CRM. And now you can, for example, let the CRM push some data here, and then I don't know, get CRM data, and this is a whole course on how to do this. But proper webhooks, developer API, and so on support you to build. Every process already self-builds an API, so you can use every process as almost an API to hook into any of your other tools. And then as a second step, you'll say external user, so customer to confirm something. And you provide them with a field. For example, they need to confirm the date when they want to get an order. They need to sign this, and also you want them to choose the delivery method and maybe confirm their phone number, right? So you'll get a few fields in here, and it's as easy as this. We'll move all of this around. We can update this mobile phone, give them a bit of an example. I'll do this quickly. And you get the gist of it.
Yep, that's amazing. And then you can look at a record or essentially like a spreadsheet view or something that shows you, here's the basic customer information we get gathered from the CRM, and here's the information we've augmented onto that.
Yes, so you basically let the CRM trigger every time you want that data. You can do something like, if a ticket of this type comes in, one of 20 tickets, we integrate with Zendesk, Freshdesk, Salesforce, trigger the next Matter process. We send out a message to the customer, either by email, text message, or any other means you'd like, or even through a Zendesk ticket. They click on the link, they provide the data, and then we write it back into the system. So
amazing.
It's enriching systems on autopilot. And as much as I love what Zendesk, Freshdesk, and so on are building in terms of automation, this is a step change in what you can do as you grow.
Yeah, amazing. Love it. I'm sure you just made everyone who works in CX who watches this video extremely happy.
There's plenty more behind, and that's the idea, right? So CX is only one part of our operations. The way I like to think about it is really look at your company, map it, think about all the areas. It's very likely that for the area that you're thinking of right now, we'll have a solution in our catalog. And we have someone on the team who's actually experienced with this area. So we're working
you have like predefined templates and workflows?
Predefined templates, workflows, and it's not only workflows. We're basically, you can build a workflow, the integration, the customer interface. This is also a mobile and desktop app. I haven't even shown you, but 50% of our users use us on mobile. If you're working in a fulfillment center or in a car rental spot, you can actually provide your users with an application.
Do you have your own native apps for those, or is it just mobile web friendly?
Right now, mobile web friendly, but apps coming up soon.
Amazing. Love to hear it.
So that's basically the idea. And really from day one, as an operator, you provide your team and the teams you're working with an application. And even I think this is really, really a step beyond what's possible today, all in one place.
Yep.
With external parties like customers, suppliers, integrated seamlessly. And you don't have to fiddle with some integration left and some black box and the Google Sheet right. You'll just build one application that works and that orchestrates the work across your business.
Amazing. And the last question I have is, can you show me like a view of data and like what essentially replaces the Google spreadsheet from your perspective within Next Matter?
Yeah. Yes. So if you check out those rental car returns here, for example, this is real-time data. So instead of a Google spreadsheet, typically what we see users build is this famous tracking sheet with like sub-tracking sheets and like forms and so on that nicely integrates with Google Form and triggers something with an app script and then does some Zapier magic and pulls some data from a live stream from Zendesk. I love that. Built this myself, screwed it up myself many times. And if you want this to run, and like, it's great for experimentation, but if you want to run this stable, high quality, very fast on engineering kind of level, but you don't get the resources, this is how to build it. So this is literally the live database. So in here, what we wanted to see is the different rental car returns, when they are updated, where they're progressing. Now I can filter through this if I wanted to and figure out where Jane is, or which ones are at 60%. Typically, this would be your lookup in your Excel table, and you can go into it. Instead of running through those different rows of an Excel table, we actually have all those data grouped here by different steps. You can always figure out who decided what by when, which data was here. Now, we do still allow you to record damages in other, in this case, from the car return in other databases like a Google spreadsheet. We even allow you to work with AWS Redshift as a powerful SQL backend. So we do integrate also with more powerful databases. So, and as I said, CRM systems, ERP systems, and so on. And the idea is really, we're the system of record and the database for everything that happens here. So you can use us as a database, and something that's coming soon is additional configurable views for adding more data set functionalities. And we cover everything from performance data on the very high level to the very nitty gritty, who set a check mark when, in which version of a process over 2 years of time, and let you export that in any shape or form.
Got it. Super cool. Jan, this has been incredible. Tell me, how can folks learn more about Next Matter?
Easy. Just check out nextmatter.com. You can book a demo here, and I love to, by the way, this is a bit of a feature, but I love to take as many of these demos still myself these days. So if you want to get on a demo, you should be fast, because this will change in the next few months, probably quite quickly. But still, I'm on random rotation for this, so you might actually get some time with either someone of our
Time
sales
with
team, or you
Jan.
might get some time with me. You can book it if you want to. Otherwise, always feel free to I think check us out in here, subscribe to our blog, and what we'll do also, we'll add, maybe if that's possible, Phil, a small link for everyone who wants to check out Next Matter.
We'll put a link right
detail.
in the newsletter video as well.
Super.
Cool. Well, yeah, this has been incredible. And yeah, last plug for the blog. I very rarely recommend a B2B SaaS blog, but for Next Matter, highly recommend. Cool. Thanks so much, Jan, and talk to you soon.
Thank you, Phil. Thanks for having us. Talk soon.
Cheers.